Hello everyone, my name is Kita, and today we are playing our second run of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I know everyone's been looking forward to this, we've had a lot of setbacks, but we're finally getting to it. Tang's right here, and so is Sim in the background. I do want to let you all know that, just a couple things before we get started. One, I will be skipping over scenes that are pretty similar or exactly the same that we've went over in our first run. I don't want to make you guys rewatch stuff. However, I don't know how many repeats there will be because this is literally our second run. We have that whole remembering things system going on, so we'll see. Also, I will be mentioning things from the first run. So if you don't want spoilers to our first run of this, I recommend going back and watching our first run of the game, which you can find right here, right here. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it, guys. Our goal: save everyone. Wake up again. Warning, this game deals with mature stuff. Here's your warning, guys. If you still haven't seen our first run of this, here's your warning now. This game deals with mature subjects and may not be suitable for all players. Please see our content warnings in the system menu for a detailed list of themes and events. And I will have the list of those things all laid out in the description because there are a lot of warnings. So here's your warning now, verbally, and there'll be a written one in the comments. Oh, hello. You wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Yes, I remember. Your head is pounding, you must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here, or what on Rotumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Oh, honey, I remember. Yep, there we go. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Anamone, how you doing, babe? Your body arches. I miss this game so much. And your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. Probably because she betrayed us and sided with Face. Climb out. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you to the door. It's not safe out there. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight. Dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Danger season. Reverse hunting season. Ah, you look like a doggo. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog, like from Earth? I know, you can't scare me this time. Its jaws open. You couldn't get me this time. I knew it was coming. I remember. Being a little shit right now. Oh, it's so good to be back. I really liked this game. This game was so interesting. But we have so many people to save, and we are starting with what I think is the most important one. Maybe not mechanically, but in my personal opinion. You were born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents were in the hydroponic gardens, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Rotumna 4. In the hope they could escape Earth's troubles, they had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you... I am still Kita, thank you. Actually, I do kind of wonder. Customize? Oh, wow, was this here before? Oh, wow, that's a lot of... Huh. That's interesting. Okay. I kind of want to play they them just to sort of see... Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the she pronoun, but I'm probably gonna play androgynous just to see what that appearance looks like. Because when we're female, we have really long hair, and then when we're a guy, I think the hair's kind of short, so it'll be interesting. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. It's not an imagination, we see the future! Your earliest memories are of your 4th birthday. There's a big cake with a neat holo effect that looks like fire. Oh, cool. But when you reach out to touch it all, you get a handful of icing. Yummy. Your favorite present is... I don't know what any of these do. Ooh, so people did say that we could go for like a mare ending, which, again, spoilers. Whole thing's gonna be full of spoilers. You need a lot of empathy for. So... I'm not entirely but I also don't want to put all of our stuff into empathy. I want to have a good... Nothing helps with perception, of course not. Alright, so let's do biology, because we do need that for some things to save some people. And also, I haven't spoiled the game for myself. What I've done is I've gone to, like, spoiler-free walkthroughs to find out how to save people. But I have no idea what's going to happen as a result or anything like that. You don't really need trials for hydroponics, but someday you'll be on a planet with real dirt. For now, you get to play in a nice clean silicon sand pile and help your mom pick hydroponic strawberries. From as early as you can remember, you've had vivid dreams every night. You dream about your friends, but they're more grown up. You dream about your parents too, only they're more serious. At night, you explore a vast, unexplored wilderness. Under wide open skies, enjoying the feeling of rain hitting your face. Except sometimes you dream of monsters. Sometimes the bad dreams make you scared to go to sleep. You should be scared. It's bad. So every night before lights out, your dad tells you a bedtime story. You often ask for Tales of Earth, a place you've only seen in HoloViz. Your dad doesn't want to talk about it. How about we save that for another time, he'll say. Or maybe when you're older, because things are complicated. He prefers made-up stories. Your favorite is... Sir Knight and Princess Petticoats. Superhero Justice Warriors, Future Dog and Space Cadets. Stories from your dreams. Yes. You've always been weird that way. You beg him to tell you stories about aliens called the Gardeners and insist they are real people you've met. Or will meet. Or something. We're so cool! They're from your dreams, but it seems so real. It's more like remembering. It's hard to explain. Your family doesn't understand. But your dad is happy to play make-believe. We love our dad. He's great. Dad's MVP. Together, you make up new adventures for the Gardeners every night. That's so cute. Every child in the stratosphere is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first sign of yours. +1 on strength challenges, +1 on... Yeah, I feel like +1... Though we get rid of a lot of our zeros by the end of the game, though. Super strength. Calm temperament. We never really had a problem with stress in our last game, so... Let's go ahead with the extra fingers. Not that that's something I personally would want for myself, but +1 skill on social challenge wins is pretty nice. It also gives us creativity. Oh, it gives us creativity. I don't want that. Can I go back? No. You heard that long ago having a 6th finger would have been something you'd hide or even remove, but Antecedent says some of the best musicians back on Earth have the gene for extra fingers like you. No, go back! I didn't want it! Oh well. We'll figure it out. Okay, so, those of you who saw my first playthrough, you know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna say it. We are saving Tammy. And to show you all how certain I am and how confident and stoked I am to do it, Tammy's going to be our best friend. Shy and sweet Tammy. When you're 8, Tammy wants to bake a special cake for Antecedent, who runs the creche. It has to be a real earth carrot cake with real carrots because that's Auntie's favorite. Tammy needs help getting carrots from the gardens where your parents work. Ask your dad for carrots, probably, because mom's she's kind of serious. Your dad's always easy to persuade. Yeah, we're a daddy's girl. He asks why you need the carrots and grins when you tell him it's a secret. He slips you some carrots and reminds you not to tell your mom. The cake comes out okay, but Antecedent is grateful anyway. +2 for Tammy, 5 persuasion, okay. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Yep. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to another star system with the planet Vertumna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. So many yellow. I didn't mean for us to have so much yellow. But yay! We're friends with Tammy. I really wish I got in the absorbent brain thing first. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble. Then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods just in case. Single file, everyone. Professor Hal instructs you to follow him. I don't see why we wouldn't. No, we should have! Oh, fuck, we should have slipped away because that was... fuck, blah, blah, blah. Because this leads to something we've seen before. If I had done the other one, I didn't know. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Okay. A tough face. Stress cry. Distraction. Need 5 empathy, need 5 bravery. Oh, we have actually a decent... Okay. Think of a game to play. 1 extra card when drawn. That's not bad. I think we're gonna be... I feel like we're gonna try and be tougher this playthrough because we know we're gonna need to be. Yeah, we're gonna try put on a tough face. Oh, tangent like that. Sometimes you pretend to be confident so the people around you will be less scared. You look over at your classmate Tang and realize she's doing the same thing. She gives you a hard smile. You return it and keep focusing on your breathing. Tang's still gonna be our BFF at the end of this. You wait, the shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. I don't remember how much of this is familiar, because it's like little pieces of it are different. Your arm's impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this a wormhole? Yeah, babe, it is. You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this happened to you before, and you know somehow that everything is going to be okay. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once, and more than just one tomorrow, lots of them, different tomorrows. You find yourself in a battlefield, yeah. You know from your dreams, all around you is chaos. You're trying to move, but you're sunk into the knee into some foul organic muck. You have the sense of something large bearing down on you. It's hot breath scorching your back. You can't run. You can't stop this. That's actually a really good way of telling me. Because when I was looking up who we can save, spoilers, again, I'm sorry, this whole second run is going to be filled with spoilers. Crom is someone we cannot save. Unfortunately, he is destined to die. So that was a really clever way of telling us that. You can't stop it. Distantly, you can feel the ship shaking has stopped and hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your conscience reforms. You wake up in the medbay. The medbed under you plays a soft tone and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Sunlight? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere and people walking around outside on the ground. You better get out there and join them. I mean, we know what's coming, so let's go. Rush outside. Let's go. Oh my god, Tammy, you're alive! Alright, let's go ahead and save. This will be called The Beginning. Again. Heck yeah. You know what day it is. Oh, it's our birthday. Tell him you know what's in it. Don't tell him that. Don't be so sad. I don't know. I like the idea that we keep tipping off our dad that we know about the future, you know? Tell him you know what's in it. You describe the medallion and your dad Tisk says he hands you the package. Oh, who ruined the surprise? Was it Seek? I'll bet it was Seek. They hate fun. He grins and adds, don't tell them I said that. You start to explain that nobody told you, but someone shouts your dad's name. Stop interrupting me and breaking the fourth wall! Listen, I'm so sorry, Kita, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed and he stops himself. Don't worry, we're going to fix it, your mother and I. Professor Hal's expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it. Yep. I love all these characters already just because we've seen them before, so it's really weird going back as children. Oh, hold on. I guess I have to reread this again. You see Diz sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate and the wall to the south, where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and suddenly a rush of memory so strong that you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. Yeah, I remember. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking you from your daydream, Diz whispers, I think there are monsters out there. I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic. I can tell nobody believes me. He turns his back to you and ignore it. No, bro. They're huge and wriggly and dangerous. Stop making fun of me, Diz pouts, says. You're as bad as Mars. I'm not making fun of you, bro. Fucking trying to warn everybody. Well, you tried. Diz is so sensitive about being teased. He's not being teased, though. We know. We know it's... I'm gonna try and be as nice as I can to everybody. Just because I know we're gonna need a lot of them to be close to us if we're gonna get stuff done the way we want done. I kind of understand why they made it so your character only half remembers, though. Because if your character remembered everything, do you imagine how much of an overload that would be for a child? Just remembering all the ways you've died and all the ways that your friends have died, like that would be horrifying. Alright, we are going to study... Yeah, we're actually going to focus more on biology because we're going to need biology to save our dad. And we're also going to need biology to unlock some things in the the garden area for when people are starving. So we're going to want to increase our biology as much as we can by the time we get there. We're going to want to spend more time in engineering. I was going out too much the first playthrough. I really was. But we all knew that. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up Surveyor's notes on the HoloNet. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil, Cal suggests, like they do in hydroponics? Tang nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. Kita, do you have any suggestions? All of the above. Do everything. Yeah, but if you do everything, then you won't know what worked. I don't remember what we did last time either. I think we either lowered the pH or we ran electric current through it. I don't remember. Let's put it under a bright grow light. You lower the light so it's over your bucket of water and plop the spore in. Every day you rush into the classroom to check on its progress, but there's nothing. But by midweek, your little mush tree shoot sprouts up and starts its journey. You raise the light gradually as it grows upward. In the end, yours is in the middle of the pack. Since mush trees tend to grow in rainy, overcast places rather than hot, dry ones, you wonder if you might have given it too much light. Oh, probably. Just trying out new choices. Yeah. 15 stress? Why 15 stress? Holy crap, that's a lot of stress. Parents are working a lot. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry. Your dad says your mom watches you as you work. She works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. Have you been holding up? This has all happened before. Delusions. -1. Interesting. I mean, this whole second playthrough, I want to try and warn people about shit. I will be crazy. This has all happened before. You tell them how you knew about the medallion your dad was made before you saw it, because you dreamed about it when you were a kid. The more you speak, the harder it is to stop. You tell them about all the things you'd thought were just dreams, and how they started to come true ever since you landed on Vertumna. You keep remembering stuff that's about to happen, and it's all so weird and confusing. Honey, your mom interrupts you. I know you've been under a lot of stress. We all have. She sighs and gives your dad a concerned look. He shrugs helplessly. I'm so sorry we haven't been there for you, she continues, but is it possible you might be making this up to get attention? No. Nah. You try to stay calm and explain, but you keep talking faster and faster. Before long, your breath is coming in hiccups and you start to cry uncontrollably. Yeah, I imagine. Your parents don't know what to say. All they can do is hold you tight and stroke your head. Yeah, because shit's happened. We died. Of course they don't believe you, and you can think of a way to you can't think of a way to prove it to them. When you've calmed down a bit, you hear them talking quietly to each other over your head. She did have a bad concussion. Maybe there was permanent damage? What if our baby... They look so anxious and pained now. You feel even worse than before. They insist you go back to see Dr. Instance for a checkup and take you there immediately. You end up spending a month in medbay. No, I wasted time. That makes you drowsy, but at least you aren't asleep the entire time like before. She takes a lot of health readings. You take notes too, and learn a bit about medicine because there's nothing else to do. I gained 30 stress. It's boring and stressful at the same time. Your parents come to visit you in the evening. Nobody wants to talk to you about the dreams or memories or whatever they are or were. You've been sleeping deeply with this medicine, so at least you haven't had the remembering feeling in a while. When you try to bring the subject up, Dr. Instance always says you should get some rest and tells the med bed to give you more sleeping drugs. The days pass. You feel trapped and helpless. Days blur into one another in a haze of sleep. In your lucid moments, you look longingly through the windows of the colony, bustling with the first excitements of life on a new planet. You realize that no one will believe you if you keep talking about living past lives. Or worse, you'll end up here again, wasting all your time sleeping. If you really are living this life over and over again, time is something you cannot waste. Yeah! You need to figure out what's happening. After a month of enforced rest, Dr. Instant says she can see nothing wrong with you, and you must simply be feeling the effects of stress. You just need to take it easy, my little tomato, your dad tells you. Landing on Vertumna has been a big change for all of us. It's natural to feel anxious and act out. Your mom looks disappointed, but tells you she loves you. Can I just go home now? Instance looks up from her hollow palm when everyone turns to look at her. I don't see why not, she says, then goes back to her work. You know, your dad says, raising an eyebrow at your mom, I think there are different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working... Oh, this is the same as... So we wasted a month of precious time because I wanted to warn people. Cool. By the way, I don't see why us being able to see the future is such a out-of-this-world concept, given all of the genetic enhancements we all have. Like, freaking Diz can't be afraid. Tang doesn't need to sleep a lot, like, at all. Freaking people have emotions blocked out. You're messing with everything up here. Like, is it so crazy to think that we can see the future? Really? I'm just like, are you serious? And we have so much stress now. First whoops. Actually, you know what? What I'm gonna do, I don't want to waste a month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the beginning again, because our character will remember that happened. So... which is really cool, by the way. Yeah, let's load that. I can't believe people would overreact that much. That is crazy. A whole month. Well, since we're back to this, let's just... Since we're back to this, I just want to see. Run an electric current through it. What? Tay exclaims, Kita, how does that have any basis in reality? She looks at Cal for support and he just shrugs, but he doesn't look convinced either. Neither understands why you'd want to electrocute a plant. You explain that there are storms in the swamp, electrical storms, and maybe somehow that, well... Maybe Kita is right, Tang nods slowly. It could make sense. If it is true, we'd be the first ones to discover it. That is enough to entice Tang. You attach a small battery to run a weak current through the bucket of water and drop the spore in. The next morning, your spore is the only one already growing. Oh shit, it worked! By the end of the day, it's already half a meter tall, and the day after that, it's so huge it hits the ceiling, and you have to move it outside. Heck yeah! Your tree outpaces all the others by a long shot at the end of the week. Tang proudly displays an edit to the surveyor's HoloNet notes. Shows rapid growth when stimulated with a mild electrical current, as discovered by our junior botanists. Heck yeah. I didn't think that would work. Yeah, let's just say we learned some stuff in school. I don't want to lose a whole month, you know? Yes, we've had this discussion, parents. I don't want to lose a month. We have so many people to say we cannot afford to lose a month. Especially when that month did not lower our stress, in fact, increased that stress. No. I am going to abuse the heck out of the save load feature this playthrough. Yes. So we just delivered her the soybeans to her. Mars puts out her hand expectantly. Give it here. And I just said, I want half. The audacity. She glares at you. You stare back defiantly. Ugh, okay, fine. She eventually relents with a small smile. You did fetch them and all. +1 to social yellow card to write. Okay, that's not bad. Sharing is caring. They are really cute. You split the box of soybeans with Mars and sit to eat some with her. They're great. Tammy's a good baker, Mars sighs, but I wish she wasn't so scared of everything here. Sure, the weather is gross, but it's not dangerous. And then she tells us Zeke's looking for people to do jobs. Tammy, my new BFF for this playthrough, how are you doing? Not dead? You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, you used to play with her. Sure. And we've done this before with Tammy. We were very sweet to Tammy. So yeah, we need to do geoponics, quite a lot of it, because we need a decent toughness and a good relationship with Diz by time year 2 runs around, because we need to save Uncle Tonin, which is in year 2, and it's like a bunch of stuff building up on top of each other. So for the first year, we're going to want to try and increase our biology, toughness, and our time with Tang, because we also need to be close to Tang so that the disease thing doesn't happen. So it's a lot of moving parts. Shovel dirt. Tammy brought Cal a beaded bracelet. Oh yeah, if Tammy's gonna live, these two are gonna be so adorable together. It's too big for his wrist, so he wears it looped into a strap on his clothing. Every so often you catch him fiddling with it and smiling. Oh, that's so precious. You wonder if he knows his crush is visible from space. Oh, the precious, the precious. Don't worry, Cal, your girlfriend will live. Yeah, for like the first year, you can't really give people gifts. And we need 20 toughness to be able to go out. Which we want to be able to go out as soon as possible. We don't exactly want to have to trigger it through Diz. The lounge is a long, well-lit hall along the outer hall of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions and serves as a communal living room with the tiny one-room spaces every family is assigned. You flop down into the lounge's big bean bag pile with some of the other kids. Cal has a dazed, peaceful look on his face. The air smells so good on Vertumna, and so does the dirt even. You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. Anemone bounces in. Holy crap, there's so much space to run around and play in. Come and Chief Rhett set up an outdoor sports ball court, and it's way huger than the one on the old ship. Tangent carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it. The school's expanding to some of the empty engineering bays, she tells you. And we're getting a big new lab to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn about this planet. Anemone rolls her eyes, but Ting continues. We shouldn't forget our studies just because we've landed. I want to explore the huge jungle. Kita is right, you're here over your shoulder, and you startle to find Diz standing behind you. Gah! When did he get here? Did you see those huge beasts in the jungle as we were landing? Diz continues, picking at a thread on his sweater until it unravels. I wonder if there are more out there. You've had less of the deja vu dreams to come to life feeling this week. You've started to think you'd imagined it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck and remember that Mars is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. Mars walks through it as if on cue. We're so cool. We know everything. OMG. Everybody look outside. They're hoisting a flag over command. She says, clapping her hands excitedly. You know what that means, right? She stands tall with her hands on her hips. Vertumna is officially humanity's first colony, ever. You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy, and silently mouth the words along to what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she exclaims, wrapping Anemone and Tangent under each arm. And we were there. Yeah, we were there. I don't want to forget anything yet. I don't know enough. You wake from an afternoon nap. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Ladies and gents, here we go. The dream you're in is one you've had so many times. The air is strangely pink and fluffy, kind of sticky, and you have to push your way through it. It feels like every step takes eternity. You push through the pink cloud and emerge into this children's creche, a room you know well, to see your friend Tammy standing before an enormous bear made of pure light. It lunges at her, through her, and she collapses to the ground like a fainting fairy tale princess. You wake with your heart racing. Tammy is leaning over you leaning over you where you've been sleeping in a nest of pillows. She shakes your shoulder gently. "Oh, I'm sorry, Kita," she says as if speaking to a small child. I think you are having a nightmare. Are you okay?" "Are you?" "Nothing bad happened in the dream, but you feel sick with dread." Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Seton is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay?" Tammy skips off toward the creche, humming to herself. You feel groggy and need a minute to clear your head. That dream. Forget dreams, get that candy. That's horrible. Wait, go save Tammy! Go save Tammy! Cal must have his princess. Come on. I ship it. You sprint down the hall to the children's creche where the little kids play and learn during the day. It's empty. All the younger kids are probably off eating candy with Auntie Seton. You spot Tammy tidying up some drawing supplies near the crafts bin. Above her, a hollow projector displays an enormous floating teddy bear made of purple light. It bobs silently in the air. Mr. Bearsworth. The most villainous of names. A decade of happy memories playing with it flashes through your mind in an instant. Tammy stands up on her toes and reaches for the switch to turn it off. Get her, get her, get her, get her. You slam into her, knocking her off her feet onto the ground. At the same moment, the hollow projector sparks and explodes. The bear disappears, and the whole room goes dark. The Princess and the Bear achievement. We did it! In the dim emergency lighting, you see Tammy's eyes wide with surprise and fear. She sits up and rubs her elbow, staring at you. "Sorry, are you hurt?" "It's okay," she sniffles, looking like she might start crying. "Why did you do that, owie?" "I just saved your life." "It was an accident. I tripped." We can't just tell her we saved her life. She's not going to understand that. Usually anytime we make hints to what happens in the future, people respond to that negatively, so I don't think saying we saved your life is going to really go well. It was an accident. I tripped." "Oh," she mutters. She sniffles and wipes her nose, looking like she's trying not to cry. "Are you okay?" You tell her you're fine and say sorry again for hurting her. You're just happy that you followed your dream and got here in time. You decide not to mention the dream since she seems weirded out already. After a minute, the lights come back on. The projector is dead, a thin trickle of stinky smoke coming from the base. "Don't worry," Tammy says, brightening as she gets to her feet. "Professor Howe can fix it. He can fix anything." By the time you find the professor and finish cleaning up, you've forgotten all about the pink candy in the cafeteria. Ha! We did it! That does seem kind of anticlimactic, though. Like, she's just safe now. Well, who's really safe in this game, really? Oh, there she is with Cal, and he's not crying, and that's great. You gotta be, like, Diz's best friend, like his childhood friend for him to tell you shit. Tammy is sitting down in the grass with a baby on her lap. They're playing nicely in some flowers, or a strand of the beads in Tammy's hair or something. Tammy keeps gently removing her hair from the baby's mouth. "Oh, Kita," she giggles as you join her. "Aren't babies the best?" "There's so many new babies in the creche. You'd think we were starting a colony or something," Tammy laughs. "But the parents are too busy doing other work and somebody needs to take care of the little ones." She looks down lovingly to the baby, who is now sucking on part of her skirt, getting it good and damp with baby drool. "You could help too, it would be fun." Okay. The baby chooses this moment to spit up a big puddle of pale yellow liquid onto Tammy's dress. Oopsie. Tammy coos and picks up the baby, then she holds them out towards you. Could you take them for a minute while I find a towel, Kita? The baby hiccups and rolls their eyes. They still look a little queasy to you. Of course. Tammy's confidence. Wonder what that is. You hold the baby against your shoulder and pat their back the way you've seen parents do sometimes. They let out a satisfying loud belch and you feel a trickle of liquid run down your back. Ah! It's the worst. But you don't care because there's nothing better than that fresh baby smell. I disagree. You decide you might take Tammy up on that babysitting job. Yeah, the pollen, it's already happening. Stick around the quarters wing? Let's try the babysitting job out. Hello, Kita. Auntie Cian greets you. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so happy you've come back to help. You know this place well. The creche. Part preschool, part all daycare. Actually, we know all of this. Tammy is here too. That's the new part of this event. Gently rocking a drowsy baby against her chest, she looks at ease here in a way you don't usually see. You're going to babysit too, she asks in an excited stage whisper. Oh, you're going to be babysitting too? You'll love it. Oh, hello. Young whippersnapper. Nougat. Hi. Suddenly a bundle of wild hair and pink overalls runs straight into you, nearly knocking you over, almost more kitten than kid. The child grabs your leg and stares up at you with unblinking green eyes. Not that one. Watch that one, Auntie Cian warns. You remember Nougat? She's turning out to be quite the handful. Why don't you start off by getting her to go down for her nap? I'd read a book to her, see if that helps. You search through your Holopalm's diary and find a picture book about Earth's dinosaurs. You find a quiet spot on a large beanbag chair, but Nougat squirms in your lap and refuses to sit still. It's not long before her eyes wander away from the pictures, drawn to the activity across the room. Oof, she's all elbow and knees as she clambers off your lap, chirping, I'm going, bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Nougat makes a beeline for some older kids who are playing with the Credo bot. She charges in to pick up the bot and hug it, causing it to flail and whirl and knock both of her and itself over. By the time you get to the scene of the crime, there are tears, and the other kids are upset about their broken bot. The commotion attracts the attention of Auntie Cian, who whoops in with hugs and tissues. Within minutes, she has it under control. Whoops, she says, hauling Nougat up onto her hip with ease. Just a little mix-up, don't worry everyone. Kita will get that bot fixed in a jiffy. She winks at you with a warm smile. I don't have any engineering. I don't know how you think I could fix it. Yeah. Perform a random act of kindness. Sharing is caring. We already got that. You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing the love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. She's surprisingly strong. Thanks, Kita, she says breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her a little. I really, really needed that. Oh, cake! Yes, birthdays are awesome. Okay, except Diz. Diz hates cake. No cake for Diz. Oh, before you go, she adds and produces a box with a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt. Do you want this cake? They're so fun to make, but I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another on your birthday if you like, and we can trade hugs for cakes again. That would be so wonderful. You are amazing. Totally worth saving your life, Tammy. I got a free cake out of it. Tammy, do you like logs, Tammy? I don't think you do, but I'm gonna ask. Because I don't think anybody else likes logs. I'm pretty sure I've done this test before. Tammy, do you like logs? Here's a log. Do you like log? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean that. Do you like logs? This is... Tammy looks uncomfortable. Are you making fun of me? She asks, tugging on her ears. How is that making fun of you? Okay, so Tammy does not like logs. Who likes logs? Am I just like saving all my logs for when the other kids get here and then just giving all of my logs to Rex? Is that what I'm doing? I guess I'm just gonna save my logs. Virtunalia. I'm not very... I'm sorry. I was just thinking, right? I'm not very, strong or... Yeah, I'm not very... Oh, she's 81? Fudge. I'm not very good at really anything. I've always done the... Yay! Yes, we are aware of what is going on. Bot wrestling? Talent show! We could do a talent show. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's do a talent show. It's an all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. The entire colony gathers to watch the show after dinner. First up, Diz plods up to the front of the stage as a pop song starts to play. He just stands there, deadpan, staring into space with his arms at his side while the singer belts out the first verse. Then, as the chorus comes in, he suddenly springs to life, dancing and lip-syncing to the lyrics frantically, waving his arms and grinning maniacally. It's amazing. Then collapses back to standing still once the chorus is over. It's hilarious, but you aren't sure you're supposed to be laughing. Oh, fudge. These are all hard? Oh, nah. Next, Mars performs a choreographed dance routine to an old Earth song by AI Idol. She has light-emitting balls at the end of her hair, which she swings around everywhere in the dim light while controlling a small floating ball drone who dances with her. It's total overkill, but it is impressive. Your turn. What do you do? Comedy. I'm funny. Everyone laughs at your comedy routine. You win as voted by audience applause. Talent show competition. Very nice. Gained popular, +2 friendship with Mars, +2 friendship with Diz. Mars begrudgingly shakes your hand, leaning in to whisper that you better enjoy your victory now because she's going to destroy you next year. It's a very Mars thing to do. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days' rest is exactly what you need. That's very nice. You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else. Oh yeah, they're blindfolded. Let me check my schedule. Yeah. So this is the blindfolded thing. I don't think we were able to... No, we'll do our best. Get it right. Okay, this is where I don't think we had enough empathy, and now we do. You open the door and walk forward. The path slopes downward, and your feet slip a little bit, even though you're moving as slowly as you can. Real dirt is nothing like the metal floors of the stratospheric. It's turbo rocky here, Cal says, and you can feel uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms. Just keep going forward slowly. You trust him. You slowly creep down the slope to center of the colony, somehow managing not to bump into anything. Cal cheers. Okay, now turn a little to your right and keep walking straight. We're so close. You carefully pick your way forward, stopping when you hear Mars's unmistakable voice ringing in the courtyard. What are you nullheads doing? Oh, come on, no! How do I even get that much bravery right now? Cal tells her you're playing a game. Is that a real game? Mars scoffs. It looks like Kita is just wandering around with a scarf over her eyes. Aren't you a little old for this? Embarrassment burns in your belly as you tear the blindfold. I don't know how you would even do that. We barely have 20. And then to have 20 bravery as well? That's crazy. Especially when there's not really a good way to earn bravery right now. Blinking away tears in the sudden brightness, you can see Mars looking down her nose at you. Mars sneers, tossing her braids over her shoulder. I thought you were cooler, Kita. Let me know when you're ready to play adult games. I know a lot of you like to defend Mars, but I really don't care for her. She gets better when she's a teenager, but right now she's just a brat. Let me know when you're ready to play adult games. Oh. You're not sure what she meant by that. I'm not. You become aware of Cal standing behind you. Sorry, kid, he says quietly. I guess it is kind of a silly game. You ask if he wants to get some Watato juice from the cafeteria instead. I really want to know what happens at the end of that if you get through it. We got further this time, but... Tammy almost doesn't notice you approach. She's bent over her hollow palm, intently taking notes, until you get close enough that her ears wiggle and she looks up surprised. Oh, hello, Kita, she says cheerfully. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. You ask her what she's studying, and she flushes pink and tugs on her ear. Oh, I'm not studying, she says. I'm making a list of my friend's favorite things. She laughs a little embarrassed. And, well, you're my friend, Kita, so what's your favorite color? Red. I hate all colors equally. I love the writing. What's more? The color of the monster behind you. Don't be rainbow. Yes. Back. No, back. Hello? Okay, I was like, what the heck? Red, please. She notes your answer, then asks what your favorite dessert is. Desert. I prefer the Sahara myself. Heck yeah. Is this mean? I don't think it is. I think it's funny. Oh, no. Tammy doesn't understand what you mean, so you have to explain the joke. It's even less funny the second time around. Tammy carefully notes this as well. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'll start the event over, I guess. Okay, last question. What's your favorite toy? I'm just gonna leave because I'm gonna start this over anyway. Hello. Red? I thought this was funny. I guess she doesn't like jokes. Alright. Fresh fruit. Hollow palm. What are her favorite things? She presses her index fingers together shyly. I like the color yellow. No. And my dolls. Yep, we played with your dolls. And my favorite sweet is cake. Okay, so she likes cake. That's good to know. Alright, so let's try hanging out with Anima. Oh no, we have toughness 20. Nice. We can go outside. Yeah, we're sneaking out. Are you crazy? Yes. Yeah, we're doing it. Diz! Because we also have to have a good relationship with Diz by the second year, and this is the fastest way to do that. I do think we need to trigger this before we get Save Uncle Tonin. You spot Diz sitting in a clearing. I feel like that's a good way to end the conversation. Your sister's worried about you. I do want to see if I can fix their relationship. Your sister's worried about you. He rolls his eyes and huffs. Tangent? He replies incredulously. I doubt it. She only cares about her schoolwork. She doesn't really care. How about I show you something cool and sneaking out will be our secret, okay? Be brave. Let me be brave. So yeah, this is us bonding and him showing us this beautiful little lookout he has. We'll keep exploring. And this is our way out. And now we're just sort of, I forgot about you. Hi. How you doing? Hello. Sneak past him. See if Tammy likes flowers. Hey Tammy, you like flowers? Oh, she does. She really likes flowers. Yellow's even my favorite color. I know, you told me. I totally did that on purpose. Alright. And I know that Tang doesn't particularly care for them. Mars tends to like pretty things. Yeah. She holds up the flower and looks at it. A flower. A cheap gift, but I suppose it will look good in my hair. Thank you. You're welcome, meanie. So, because we get extra kudos right now because we're popular, just gonna spend some time babysitting. And a lot of people want me to try to go for the mayor ending, and I don't exactly know how to do that outside of someone saying you need a lot of empathy. So I'm gonna try to get it without too much spoilers for myself and everybody else. So most kids in the creche go home at the end of the workday to be with their parents, but some live there full time. Anne's triplets, for example, as well as orphans from the wormhole crash. Oh no. And children whose parents have simply opted to have them raised communally instead. You've heard the orphanages on Earth could be troubled, but here in the creche, everyone is cared for equally. They're lucky in a sense. In the creche, they have a huge family and so many siblings to play with. I would hate that personally. You and Tammy are putting 2 of these creche kids to bed. Tammy is cuddled up with one of them reading a book out loud. Tonight's story, Tammy begins, is about a little Vakubot named Litter. That's cute. One night while Litter was charging, there was a power surge in her charging station. Zap! Tammy tickles the children for emphasis. And the next morning, when Litter woke up, well, instead of cleaning, she decided to go on a grand adventure. Tammy makes the story up as she goes. She has the Vakubot venture all the way out of her geoponics dome to the other side of the colony to meet her cousin bots in engineering. But everything goes wrong, and the little Vakubot gets scared and lost. After Captain Unicott saves her and brings her back to geoponics, the little Vakubot vows to never go exploring again and lives happily ever after. The kids are sound asleep. Moral is to never have adventures. No, she's great with kids. Thanks, Kita. Tammy blushes. I can't wait to have kids of my own. I want at least 5. Good on you. I just want 1. Maybe even more. Auntie Seton says I could have as many as I want, and she and the other creche parents will help raise them all together. I think I'd like that. And now it's early wet. Tammy is sitting on a little stool in the sun, reading a fairy tale picture book on her holopalm. She sighs. Are you okay? I'm okay, she hesitates. It's just that, look at all the pictures of these princes and princesses. The princes are always the taller ones, but I'm so big. I'm even taller than Cal. How can he be my prince if I'm bigger than him? So I ship it. It's true, Tammy is the tallest kid you know, taller than the boys, even Cal, who is a year older. You know she and Cal are close friends, but you never thought of him as her prince before. Forget Cal, I like you just the way you are. I am not going to break them up. I won't. I'm not sabotaging anybody. I mean, we know he shoots up like a beanstalk, so he will get taller. But you shouldn't be ashamed. Being tall is awesome. You list all the things you can think of. You can reach high things, hit rad spikes in sports ball, and you can see all over other people's heads in a crowd. Plus, you tell her tall people give the most amazing hugs. She goes for the bait and gives you a big hug. Thanks, Kita, you're a good friend. Yes, I am. Thank you. Yep, here we go. Help fight. I think we went to geoponics the first time. Your parents are defending the greenhouse from a pack of knee-high creatures which seem to have eyes growing all over their bodies. Their oily flesh ripples with a constant, subtle motion of individual eyes blink one at a time incessantly. You can't tell which end is which with these horrible things. This feels familiar. Yeah, because it is. From past life. Soothe the beast. You shout, "Don't look at their eyes," and cover your face with your hands. You hear the eye beast lunge towards you, then stop. Cal whimpers beside you as it sniffs your shirt and paws at the ground. Your heart is beating so hard, but you stand still. You aren't sure you could run if you wanted to. Then slowly the pack filters out of the greenhouse. You peek through your fingers. It's as if they're anxiously looking for something. Cal and your parents are incredibly relieved. You hear another crack of gunfire from the other side of the colony, then silence. At least nobody was killed this time. That's so cool that we have the knowledge to know what not to do. All right. Childhood is fleeting indeed. So we should be able to have engineering unlocked now, just in case we need it for Professor Hal. And late wet season, we'll be saving Uncle Tonin again. But yeah. I'm probably going to end this here. I'm going to try and keep them on the videos on a yearly interval. Just because I know I'm going to be editing a lot of it out, because we've seen a lot of it before. And there are going to be reloads and things. But yeah, I'm also really sorry for how long this has taken me to get to. I kind of went off course with my schedule a bit, just because of life. But yes, I'll be playing more of this. I'll be playing Potionomics still, so don't worry about that either. I'll just be putting out both. Yeah. And hopefully, not hopefully, no one's gonna die this time. Absolutely 100% no one's gonna die this time. We're gonna make sure it doesn't happen, even if I have to do a lot of reloads. But for now, this is gonna be the end of the video. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.